What's up, guys? Welcome back to DCA. So, I'm just going to do a quick market rundown tonight and just kind of go over what's going on at the moment and see where we're at. So, basically, Bitcoin's sitting at 57,300 right now. Like we said, we held the 20-week moving average all through August and September. We got this nice bounce at the end of September, and now we're at around 57,000. Now, we're sort of expecting there to be some resistance at around the 57,000 level. Um, but once we get above that, there might be a small amount of resistance up at 62,000. After that, though, we're on the clear. We didn't just make a video, though, talking about what happens when Bitcoin gets above or to its prior all time high. And historically, there has been a correction immediately following reaching an all time high. In fact, the correction is usually quite large, anywhere from 10% to 35%. And it typically happens immediately upon reaching the prior all time high. So we're going to have to see what happens here, but it's just something to watch for and not to get shook out of your position just because a large correction happens, because it's literally happened every single time we've reached a prior all time high. There's been a big correction in the market, and you don't want to be that guy who sells at 64,000 and then it goes up to 120,000 2 months later. So just something to keep in mind, and be prepared for it, and don't let it catch you off guard. So Bitcoin has obviously had a nice pump today. We started the day probably at around 50, very close to 56,000 essentially. And something to keep in mind here is, remember, we're tracking the DXY, because another thing we've made a video about, this is one of the strongest indicators of where Bitcoin is going out of any indicator. Bitcoin is essentially inversely proportional to the DXY. When DXY is going down, Bitcoin is typically going up. When DXY is going up, Bitcoin is usually going down. And right now, Bitcoin is up as DXY made a fair sized correction today. DXY was down about 0.5%, which is a fair sized move for the DXY. It's not anything out of the ordinary, but it's on the upper spectrum of what's normal. So that's just something to keep in mind, and this is what we're watching here. So there's this resistance level for the DXY at around 94.6, and we hit that level and bounced off of it, and now we're heading back down. So we'll see if this level at around 93.7 provides support. So this is going to be key, guys. And if you're not watching the DXY, I suggest you start, because it's honestly one of the most important indicators for the cryptocurrency asset class as a whole. If you want some more information on that, you can watch my or anyone else's video on the topic, because this is sort of one of the major factors driving the crypto market one way or the other. So what we're watching for here is, it's not impossible that we go down. Just remember that. Don't be deterministic in your thinking with regards to where Bitcoin is going. If it does go down, this isn't a level we could be watching for, is the 8-week moving average. Currently, it's sitting at around 48,000. It's, however, trending up. So if Bitcoin does come down to test this 8-week, you could be looking somewhere whenever in the next few days, this trending up towards 50,000. And you can see, if we go back to prior market cycles, the 8-week has typically been an area that we hold as support in the setting of a continuing bull run. So you can see we've come down. Now, back in 2017, we did get below it several times, at which time we would go down to the 20-week moving average. But it still used the 8-week as support at other times. So that's the first level we're watching for, is if we do get a correction going down to the 8-week, and if it drops below the 8-week, then the 20-week would be what we want to hold. And like we've said multiple times now, and I just keep reiterating because of how important it is. Going down to the 20 week and holding it is the largest sign of strength you can see in the setting of a new or a continuing bull market. So if we go down and we test the 20 week again and are able to hold it, it's just another indication that the bull market is here and ready to continue. Now, with that said, we could just go up from here where we're at and just go up to the new all-time high. That's not it's not out of the realm of possibility. At this point, it's maybe even more likely than going back down to the 20 week. I do think eventually we need to go down to the 20 week, but it doesn't have to happen right now. We've already had many tests of the 20 week just in this period from August until the end of September. So, there's a lot of strength in the market right now. There's a lot of good signs. There's a lot of things to be looking forward to. And I think, this is a time where if you, well, let's put it this way, not financial advice, the standard disclaimer, but what I'm doing is I'm just getting into the market. I'm not DCAing. I'm in the market now. I have my positions and I'm ready to go. So, if we correct, fine. I'll sit back and I'll hold and I'll wait. But, what I'm expecting is Q4 to be big for Bitcoin. And then, as we move through the market cycle, as I've discussed, I'll be moving out of my Bitcoin position slowly as we are making further gains and then putting them into altcoin positions slowly. So as we get higher and higher, I'll slowly be moving out of my Bitcoin position and into the altcoins. So that's kind of how I'm approaching it. And, maybe in one of these upcoming videos, I'll go over exactly how I'm doing that. But, that's beyond the scope of what's happening here. But nonetheless, guys, I think now's it's a great time to be in this space. Bitcoin, crypto, it's the center of the world, and, it's the center of the universe, and you're a part of it right now. So I think there's so much to be excited about and so much to look forward to. So that's it for tonight, guys. If you guys like this content, hit like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and until next time, see ya.